guys, this is Travels with Dottie, and this is my first day at my camp in Quartzsite, where I will be staying, barring any major unforeseen circumstances. I'll be here till March or April, and this is the back way out. I'm in La Posa South, and my camp has a little back way. It's good for cars and trucks, but not so much for big rigs. Do not try this at home with your big rig. There's a little wash here, and I'm going to go very carefully, slowly down and up, and I'm through. We got a little road here. It's going to go to the highway in a minute. There's some people out here doing God knows what. I don't know what they're doing. Looking at rocks or something. It's a little weird they're doing it right here, but it's public land. Very strange. So now we're headed out to the highway. You got to be careful about two things if you do this. One is anywhere along here. If you look down here, there's kind of a path that goes perpendicular here, and then lots of ATVers that use it, and they come pretty fast. So you want to look both ways here, and then you come to the highway. This is 95, and you can see this is marked. They're marked with little lights at night, so you can see to get in here. Because a lot of people use this secret exit and entrance, and you want a 95. You want to be really careful because the trucks and cars are coming really fast. Like 65 miles an hour coming down here, so you want to make sure you're okay. And here we go. And it's like a half a mile from the official entrance. So today we're going into town because I have a bunch of laundry in Main Street Laundry. There are lots of laundromats in town, but Main Street Laundry is the biggest one. It's the one I use. There's a little cafe in there, a little coffee shop, and there are $10 showers. I don't need the showers today, but it's available should I need it. There's the entrance there to the right to the LTVA. And entrance to the Tyson Wash LTVA. And before we get to town here, we're gonna run into two more LTVAs. Tyson North and West, I believe. We'll double check the signs. I've been coming here for a few years, but I still forget minor details. And these are the two LTVA areas that are much closer to town. So if you're walking into town or you're riding a bike, e-bike into town, so you might want to be at one of these two LTVAs because it's just much closer to town. Tyson Wash and La Posa South across from each other back there are a good about 3 miles from town. It's fairly typical for this time of year, the number of rigs parked out there. It's pretty light so far. It's a beautiful day. It's about noon, and it's about between 70 and 75 degrees. Got down to a low last night of about 46 degrees. Good sleeping level. So be careful here when you come into town. We get a 45 mile per hour sign, and then up further it changes to 35 miles per hour. Can hear the two LTVAs, Closa, La Posa left, La Posa west on my left here, La Posa north that way. And you can see how close they are to town here. If you can see around that guy with the trailer, there you see kind of a hill there, and that little hill is going over I-10. And once you're on the other side of I-10, you're definitely in the heart of Quartzsite. Prior to that, however, there's Kuhn Street, which goes through where the big tent is and all the vendor tents and everything. It's a pretty impressive area. So we got time. It's almost noon. We got 2 hours to get our laundry done. We'll just check out Kuhn Street in Tyson Wells is what the area is called. And we'll see what vendors may be there. Okay, buddy, you're allowed to go there. There you go in your Prius. God, I bet the mileage on that thing's good. So there's a Chinese restaurant to the left here I've never been in. There's firewood to your right. Don't see prices right now. The sign guy used to be, I think, up over the other side of the bridge. He's here now. And then you can see on the right there's some tents. There's K&B Tools here on the corner. And back beyond that, if you walk down to your left, you will get to Beer Bellies, the adult daycare, which they sell burgers and beer and live music entertainment. Quite often over the season, the Cassandra Long Band. They are amazing. Cassandra, lead singer, and her husband on guitar. Very entertaining. There's the Tyson Wells, where it says RV Park and Market Center. That brown building is the game store. And it's rare for you to find a store with like board games and various games more comprehensive than this place. So if you like games, go and check it out. So we're going to turn around here. What you just saw, the open field there, is where parking is when it's crowded here. And I tell you, if you come in December and especially January, you see the parking on the street, you won't be parking there. It'll be full. There's no way. You'll be parked in one of these parking lots that go pretty deep back there, and you'll hike into the tent area. The left side is filled with tents, tent after tent after tent. Vendors. It's empty now, but pretty soon it will not be. So it's pretty chill right now. I see a guy there. I don't know what the name of it is, but he sells all kinds of tools. It's endless supply of tools in there. And if you don't want to spend your life in there, you walk up to the owner, tell him what you want or need, and he'll tell you exactly where it is. So we're going to go, let's see, pine is $30, juniper $35, oak $45. That's for a basket of wood. For those of you who are wondering, you cannot burn wood that you find in the desert. You must bring your own wood in. It's not okay to burn any wood that you find in the desert. Just leave things as they lay. And we're going over I-10 here. And the road that we're on is 95, and Quartzsite is known as Central. There are two big drags. There's Central that goes south and north. That's where we're on now. And if I kept going north, I'd end up in Parker, Arizona. And a little bit further, Lake Havasu. And then the cross street here is Main Street. So we're heading north right now. So Main Street East would be to the right. Main Street West would be to the left. Lots of businesses, restaurants, and all kinds of exciting things on this street and Main Street. So our two local grocery stores are down here. On the left here is a Mexican restaurant, Taco Mio. And then next to Taco Mio is the Roadrunner Market. And across the street from the Roadrunner Market is Main Street Laundry. And that's where we're going. And down a little bit further is the Coyote Market. So you got the Roadrunner Market and the Coyote Market within a block of each other. And then there's the Family Dollar down by, right next door to the Coyote. And here's the deal with the Coyote and the Roadrunner. It's no coincidence. A woman worked for Coyote, or I believe it was Roadrunner, and they had some kind of falling out. So she said, I'm going to go start my own place, and I'm going to call it the Coyote. So that's how we got the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Pretty interesting factoid. And this is Main Street Laundry. And it's a pretty neat place. I like it a lot. So guys, I'm gonna go inside and get my laundry started, okay? And then I'll be back out because I'm gonna go down to the dollar store and get Dottie some dog treats, right, Dottie? We're gonna go to the dollar store because Daddy forgot to take your dog treats out of the trailer when I bombed it for insects, so I had to throw it all away. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, the laundry is in. We got a 30-minute wait, so we're going to head down to the Family Dollar to get Dottie some treats. Maybe Daddy some treats too, who knows? But we went into Basics and looked for a video short on Basics, the coffee and snack shop here at Main Street Laundry. It's and I talked to the owner, and she had a couple of exciting new things on the menu this year. And so look for that. All my business promo videos in Quartzsite are shorts. They're a minute or less, and I'm going to do a lot of them. So we're heading down to Family Dollar now, which is next to the Coyote grocery. See, there's on the left, Coyote and Family Dollar. Next to that is that you'll see a gray and red building, and that houses one of the mail services in town's Ironwood Outpost. And they didn't have a website, so I don't have much information on them. I'll maybe do a short on them and interview them later this week. I signed up for the brand new one called Moon Mountain Mail, and I signed up for them. I think it was with notifications of packages. I think it was $89 for the year. And for me, I'm going to be here all winter, like almost 6 months. And I just got here yesterday, and there's already like 8 packages coming in. So, you know, I'm a prolific buyer of things online. So it's going to be worth it. I'll let you know how Moon Mountain goes. But I'm going to run in and buy Dottie some treats and maybe Daddy some treats, and I'll be right back. So I did a wash load. It took 31 minutes, and during that I went to the dollar store and got some treats for Miss Dottie, and you know, $80 worth of stuff I didn't intend on buying when I walked in. To the left here, you're going to see Silly Al's Pizza, and that's a great pizza place and bar. Across from that is Dorothy and Toto's Ice Cream, both great places. If you're here, say December, from late November through the end of January, expect a long wait at Silly Al's Pizza, and it's totally worth it. Totally great pizza. I had a calzone there, didn't have a great experience. I don't know why, because it's basically a pizza folded, but didn't have a great experience with that, but had wonderful experience with every different kind of pizza that they have. So what we have down here on either side of the road is a bunch of RV parks. Is one any better than the other? I really don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I do know they get fully booked in late December through January. There is a kind of a hardware store on the left here. What is it called? It is called Big Market on the left. Hear lots of complaints about that company. I've never had a problem. There's the Dollar General on the left, who's also a FedEx authorized location. So if you have a FedEx package coming, you can have it dropped there for free under 50 pounds. Stagecoach Motel and Restaurant actually has a really good Chinese restaurant there. I've eaten there several times. And K&B has a store in there, and backed by K&B is Ken's Discount Grocery, which I frequent quite often. The Yacht Club Bar and Grill, I found out it's an actual yacht club that you can join, and there's cross benefits to like yacht clubs that are on like bodies of water. Up here is the Pilot and the McDonald's on the left. There's a Burger King up here. I'm going to tell you a little secret about the Burger King up here on the left. To get into it, you turn into the mobile station here, but there is a water station back there that I think if I remember last year, I'll verify it this year, it was like 4 quarters, and I would get 6 gallons every time, even though it only says like 4 gallons or 5 gallons or whatever it is it says. I went there every time for the past 2 years because the value was so good. I mean, you put in your 4 quarters, or it's 4 quarters or 5, I can't remember which, but it would fill my 6 gallon to the brim like every time. So good water station there, excellent water station. And then there's Carl's Jr., which I'm shamefully going to Carl's Jr., and I'm going to grab a hamburger. I'm going to go back to Main Street Laundry, wait for the dryer to complete, and then head back to camp. And I will see you then. Actually, on the way back, I need to drop some trash at the dumpsters, and so I'll do show you how many people are at the LTVA on the way back. How's that sound? All right, I'm going to show you how to get to La Posa South, or actually all 4 of the LTVAs. Quartzsite is behind me, I-10 is behind me, I'm on Central or 95 South, and I'm going to show you where it all is. The first 2 LTVAs are close to Quartzsite. They're half a mile from right here. And as you look out to the right and to the left, you can see rigs out in the desert, and that's the LTVA. And the entrance to both are coming up right here. Okay, to the right here, this way, is La Posa West, La Posa North. And La Posa is Spanish, Old Spanish for a place to rest. So then up here, where I'm staying, will be La Posa Tyson Wash. And across the street where I'm staying is La Posa South. It's a couple of miles. And let me tell you something. Even if you've been coming here for a long time like I have, if you get distracted, you'll drive right by it. And I mention this in probably every Quartzsite video every year. As it gets busier and busier in Quartzsite, you really need to be extra vigilant driving. Not only is it crowded, but it's crowded with a lot of people that are disoriented. And old like me, over 60. And I don't care who you are, there's some deficits that come with age in terms of reaction time and being totally on the ball. We're not 20 anymore. So it's a sign to be really defensive driving, be careful, expect people on the road, especially in downtown Quartzsite when it's busy, to do the unexpected. And if you can do that consistently, you'll be fine. You won't have any kind of little minor fender bender. So we're coming up here. This guy in front of us is making a right. He's going that way. He's going into La Posa Tyson Wash. And I'm going to be making a left, which will be going into La Posa South. And we're going to go to, we'll pass the dump station. We're going to go to the dumpsters so I can dump some trash. Right here is the where you would stop and buy your either 2-week pass for $40 or season pass for $180. They accept the cash, exact change cash, or they'll take a check from you. Those are the only two ways to pay. And right here where that car is to the right, that's where you would pull in, pull your rig in there and stop and walk back to that little building. You know, certain kinds of people like living right on the main road, and those are the rigs that you're seeing on the right and on the left. They've recently redone this road. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, in past years, it's been bumpity, potholes everywhere, and just, it's going to be tempting for a lot of people to drive too fast through here. I'm sure that's going to be a problem all season, because the road in comparison is like glass to the way it's been in years. So good for them, good for the United States Bureau of Land Management, putting some money into this place and making it a little bit more pleasant. There up here you'll see the little beige or light tan building with a smokestack. It's not a smokestack, it's a vent. It's a vault toilet, and there are vault toilets everywhere in the LTVAs. Now, if you have a rig that you do not have a black tank in, you must park within 500 feet of a vault toilet, but there are lots of options. They're all over the place. And check this guy out. On the left here, you'll see big stones marking off this guy's site, and he's got a semi-truck and a giant, looks like to me, a custom fifth wheel, another trailer, a big tent. He is here every single season. And every single season I wondered, how did you get those giant rocks? He must just drive in the desert and throw them on his truck. That must be it. But any one of those rocks, I'm wondering if I would be able to Now, they do this same kind of crazy thing every year with the dumpsters. And I'm gonna wait until you can see what I'm talking about here. Keep in mind, it's early in the season. It's November 12th. All right. And look at here, the reason these dumpsters are totally overfilled. Why? Well, the answer is that normally, and there should be 4 dumpsters here, double the amount of dumpsters, double, okay? And they don't put the other 2 dumpsters out until like December sometime or late November, and it looks like this early every season. And then when it's busy, it looks fine. Who'da thunk? Okay, so I don't have to edit. I'm gonna stop and restart here because you don't want to just wait. All right, I'm back, and I just think that's such ridiculous that they don't put all 4 dumpsters out when the season starts on September 15th. I do not understand it. They're overloaded. There's garbage all over the ground. Someone has to pick that all up, and that's just so unfair to whoever has to do that. And it's not reasonable to expect those of us here not to dump our trash. That's what we pay for. We pay for trash and we pay for a dump station. It's just frustrating. We pay for vault toilets, dumpsters, black water, gray water dump stations, and fresh water. volunteer office on the right here. And just barely around this corner is a stack of pyramid of orange rocks. And this here next to it, they have a sign that says the Lit Cactus. And this is a very cool place. There's a Facebook group you may join. It's the Lit Cactus. And if you want to attend events here, you need that Facebook page. But it's a guy named Patrick started this, and as you look down there, straight ahead, there's a flag, like a fifth wheel, a tent, and you can barely see through the bushes a cactus, which is lit. There's a big fire ring, and when they have events here, they have potlucks, but most notably, what they have is campfires where people come and sing and dance and do drums and socialize. And I think this is at least the third year that they've done it. And I've been many, many times, and I think it's really, really cool. So I'm heading back to my camp, and I've gotten good at it. It's my third year, so I'm sort of, the way to get there is ingrained. But the second year I came here, my friend Tim was already there, and I was there the whole season before, going back and forth, and I got lost. I had to call him, and I said, Tim, you need to come get me. And just before he came in his car to come look for me, I got my bearings and found it. But the landmarks in the desert here, I see these brown poles on either side. Those are BLM poles. Those are always going to be there. But the various trailers and rigs that you see are not reliable landmarks, because, especially from year to year, because they're going to disappear. They're going to be different. So you really need to be using physical landmarks that don't change, like telephone poles. Cactus, not a great idea. They all kind of look alike. I don't mean to be politically incorrect against cacti, but they sort of all look alike. They can't help it. So I know to follow this road, even though, like, at this point it doesn't look like it's going in the right direction, but it sort of does a little S-turn here. Because I know if you see power lines in front, I know I need to go under those power lines. Looks like a Marine Corps flag, veteran. Good for him. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and I've served my community in a number of ways in my adult life, but nothing that I've done approaches what every single veteran in this country has done. And my heart is filled with such gratitude for them. Including my father. My father was a World War II veteran, and I was just talking about that this morning. So I know I need to count 3 poles, and then regardless of what I think about it, when I reach the third pole, I need to take a hard right. And if I take a hard right and drive straight, I will find my camp and my trailer. So back to my dad. My dad was a Army Air Corps. That was prior to the Air Force being a separate branch. He was on a bomber in the South Pacific. He was a navigator. He was a captain. And if you asked him, he'd say, we were in the backwaters of the war. There wasn't really much going on. That's all he'd say about it. Well, I found, and I still have, his air medal and his Distinguished Flying Cross. They don't give out those awards for people that didn't do much. survivors of the war. My dad was a genuine war hero, but you would never hear it from him. That generation, and you know, I don't want to say just that generation, because I know modern veterans that they don't talk about what they've done, at least not the civilians. But in particular, the greatest generation, the World War II generation, they were unique. Very proud of my dad. Here's my rig right here with my 3 200-watt solar panels, and I've got another 540 on the roof, flat, which doesn't help much in the winter, having flat mounted solar panels, but it helps a little bit. All right, so I love it that y'all came along with me on my first errand trip of the season in Quartzsite. Take care.